Live from Yavin. It's the Geek Show.
Oh, Yavin? It's lovely this time of year. It's always raining.
It's always raining.
It can't rain all the time.
Well, that
Challenge accepted, Yavin
I think that's
says.
30 years ago, The Crow, right? Released this week. Thank you, Robert. Let's start the show. All right. Hey, everybody. You all look so good. Look at everybody. Rebecca's wearing her Anakin Skywalker pod racing shirt.
NASCAR, baby!
Adorable.
Circa Taco Bell, 1999.
It's my favorite shirt, dude.
Rebecca Frost, everybody. Quad T is human once more.
Yes.
Sort of.
Feeling like a human again.
Although
Are
he's
you
got
more
his
human than human?
No, just a
he's-
regular amount of human.
He's got his sex phone voice though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dial it up, baby.
Sexy
1-900. $9.99 a minute.
Yes. Robert Neal is here. Hello, Rob.
Good morning.
And he's back. Lee George Cade, everybody.
Yay!
Huzzah.
He's come to visit because we're going to talk Andor at the end of the show.
I took a break from teaching people how to farm so that I could talk Andor.
Well, let's get to it. We're gonna do things a little differently today. We're gonna rush through the news so we can spend some time on Andor, and it will get spoilery, but not until the end of the show. So
And then Tony's going to call me an idiot.
there's
Well, I thought
already
you were gonna
disagreements.
Call me an idiot.
Yeah,
No, I would never call you an idiot, sweetheart.
there's already disagreements going on.
You're a beautiful dream to come home to.
Get that on a shirt, Tony.
I'm
Well,
a
you don't bring me
beautiful dream
flowers
to come home
anymore.
to.
All right, let's begin. We did get the first full trailer for Superman. this
Hot
week.
dang.
Cutie patootie alert. Oh my god.
Oof.
They
Now,
did.
did you go ahead?
Well, I think I know where you're going, but they did such a subtle thing where you got to see
Yes.
him shift from Clark to Superman.
I was just gonna.
You
bring
guys,
that up.
it did something to me.
Yeah.
I had a reaction.
You know what?
Yeah.
It did something to my wife too. You know what she said after no, listen. You know what she said after she watched this? We don't deserve Superman.
Is this the Mummy Brendan Fraser awakening for women again?
Well, relaunch the damn
Awakening.
franchise with him.
I'm awoken.
Could be. No, but I
he
love
he
Leah's-
sits up and he goes, Miss Lane, and I went,
Miss Lane.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And his voice went down a little bit,
Yeah.
just enough, you know.
Yep.
Oh God, that was a perfect moment. Oh, well, there were
Eyes
so
up
many,
here, buddy.
so many perfect moments in this trailer. I mean, we had so much happening in this.
Okay,
Yeah.
but can we also give Rachel Brosnahan, go back just a second, we're only getting the back of her head in that last shot, but her Lois Lane in this,
Oh yeah,
investigative
notch.
reporter. And I'm just
Yep.
like, wow. And she did not pull the punches. And I'm just like, you're going there. And he
But I
calls
also
her out
wonder-
on it.
There's a part of me that thinks that she doesn't know he's Superman yet and that he's rehearsal interviewing with
No,
her.
because she
No.
says you're going to let me interview you as Superman.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
what I would say to somebody that I was doing a rehearsal interview for Superman later
Yeah.
on with.
Maybe.
and she even toward the end of it says, "I don't think you understand Superman."
Yeah, because she keeps saying Superman.
Well,
so
Yeah.
She
But I think-
definitely gets it by the end of the movie because we've already seen her kissing him in his apartment.
I think
Yeah, but
she
it's-
knows from the beginning. I think that she knows.
Maybe they're going to make it so that Lois doesn't have the blinders like everybody else because she's that smart.
well,
She
because I
has
mean, if he
The Lois
takes up his
skywriting image framed. Who
Yeah.
could have done that for her?
Oh, there we go.
yeah, and it's not like he's wearing his Clark Oppenheimer hypno tie.
Yeah, he's here as he's here as Superman. He's not wearing
That is
glasses.
true.
Yeah.
I love that tick reference, Lee. Thank you very much.
Yes. Now we did get part of the plot of the movie as well when Lois is interviewing him. Now, is this? I think this has been addressed in the comics, right? Where he stops a war somewhere and
It's
The
happened.
last time it
before.
happened, there was a big one that happened was in 2000. Kids were probably about 2012, I think, 2010, somewhere in there. Superman goes in, intervenes somewhere, and basically renounced his U.S. citizenship
I remember
because
that.
everybody
Yeah.
kept saying you can't act as an agent of the U.S. government. He's like,
Well, that's
"I'm not."
fine. He's an illegal alien.
I
So
remember
he revoked-
Fox News made a big to-do about that.
They
Yeah.
did. They're usually so calm and
I know.
collected.
I know, so weird.
But yeah, it's not the first time he's gone in and intervened. And even in the, if you look at some of the, I can't remember if it's All-Star Comics or early Justice Society, after Superman joined the JSA, they fought in World War II for the Americans. So it's not unheard of to have Superman doing this.
It's interesting because in the current comics timeline, they're kind of retconning that, saying like, no, they couldn't fight in World War II because of, whatever rules.
Yeah.
So
All right.
they always play around with that a little bit.
Well, we got to see him facing off with a whole bunch of bad guys, including that kaiju. Are you still sticking to that theory, Rob?
Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
Turtle
No.
Boy.
Okay.
No, yeah, this is Jimmy Olsen. Take a look at get a look at this. Get a look at this eyeball.
Look at the peepers. Look at
Is
the
that
peepers.
is that
That's Jimmy
He was-
Olsen eyeball.
Look at that eczema and patchy red hair.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Okay.
And I don't think that he knows that it's Jimmy at this point.
And this is Lex Luthor's girlfriend, who is doing
He's
a
got
selfie.
girlfriend.
Yeah, this
Well,
is doing
depending
it's-
on
well,
what it is.
Miss
It's Miss
Tessmacher.
Tessmacher. Yeah.
It is Miss Tessmacher. That's who it is. So whether it's a girlfriend or not, we don't know. But she's getting a selfie there, I think, with Superman there.
No, that was the Hammer.
Oh, yes. And there's a theory
I
about
s-
the
Is
hammer.
that a new?
Is it the
that a
is it
new
the
character?
Supergirl theory?
That's a theory, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Can you go back like 4 shots just real quick to where you had Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr.
And Mr.
Terrific?
Terrific on his
Yeah.
flying
I just
chair.
noticed. What's Mr. Terrific flying right there? That looks
T-spheres.
exactly like what Orion flies on.
Doesn't Miracle Man fly one of
No,
those
and-
sometimes too?
No.
No?
It's different than Orion's.
Is it-
And Orion Skyglider is more like a X-frame that he stands on.
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle rides on stepping discs,
Oh,
That's right.
as does Big Barda.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought, wait, are we already getting Mother
We're getting into New Gods
Mother
territory.
boxes.
Mother box attack?
Well, the thing is, and I can kind of see whether he went with the chair kind of set up for him, because otherwise, in the comics, Mr. Terrific flies by standing on 2 T-spheres, and they're like this big. So I can see them trying to make that work, and for him, the physicality of it.
yeah.
That would be tough.
So I could just say, yeah, put him in a frame, put him in like a chair frame.
This makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And we also got to look at, Mr. Mr. Terrific. We got Metamorpho
Yep.
was in there.
Yeah.
All my tabs are out of order,
The,
so
the
hold
second,
on.
the second DC character for Anthony Kerrigan.
It's Rex
Oh.
Mason is Metamorpho. Oh
Yeah.
no, Rex Mason's the character. Anthony Kerrigan's the
Yeah,
character.
it's Anthony
Yeah,
Kerrigan.
who
He
was, Mr.
played
Zsasz.
Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Yes. We got a
He's
good
the best
look
part of
at,
Gotham.
we got a good look at Hawk Girl. We got we did not see
The engineer
Perry White. We did see the engineer.
right there.
We got a quick look at Jimmy Olsen, but we also got a really wonderful moment with Pruitt Taylor Vince,
Who's that?
Jonathan Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that.
It's all right.
Paul
I
Kent.
have this.
There's just a wonderful moment there. Also,
Yeah.
Frank Grillo is there as Rick Flag Sr.
Secretary of Defense.
Yep. But yeah, July 11th, folks.
So I have a theory. If the hammer is the Supergirl theory, I have a theory about Ultraman.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Bizarro.
Okay.
Bizarro.
Could be.
Me and
could be.
Bizarro. Could be.
Well, it's just funny that you have Nathan Fillion in something with a character called the Hammer, because in Doctor Horrible, the hammer was his penis.
You guys, we haven't spent 5 minutes
a
talking
dog?
about how cute this is.
Well, I mean, it
Especially
gets
being that's
back-
not a real dog.
what's the
Shut up.
but what's the big argument about Superman is he's not relatable, right? How do you make him relatable? Give him a dog.
Yep.
Boom.
Like this dog is not here to comfort Superman. This dog, it's dinner time. And he-
Time for walkies or flyies.
It's time for walkies or
Come on,
flyies.
look
Yeah.
outside.
No,
Let's go outside.
I probably missed it, but you guys ever talk about the video James Gunn shot of his dog losing his mind?
Oh my
the
god,
motion capture.
representation matters. It
Yeah.
was so cute.
And I love this, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm not a Green Lantern guy, but I do like how he just
Guy Gardner's
Yeah,
Because
a
character.
guy
that's a Green
who's-
Lantern guy.
Casual use of the power right here is just fantastic.
Yes,
I
Leah, that is
did
a
see-
Green Lantern guy. Well played.
I did see discussion, and you guys can help me with this. This
I know where you're
doesn't
going.
appear to come from his ring.
Yes. Okay, Tony, do you want this, or do you want me to take it?
Okay, somebody take it.
Well, once the construct is made, it doesn't have to be tethered to the ring anymore. So
I didn't know
That
that.
is
I
true.
I
Yeah.
thought it did. Oh, okay.
No. So there are a couple of things. Like if you look at Hal's construct, his typically do just a boxing glove out of the ring.
blast out of the ring.
or whatever. A lot of the lanterns, like Kyle Rayner, especially John Stewart, as he's constructing his just forms out of air as
Yep.
pieces and then form together. But they don't have to be constructed. And typically, the more powerful a lantern is, you don't have the tether. You don't see the tether. It's just like there's a construct wherever he wants it, in whatever shape he wants it to be.
Well, you see, I think it's hard for us old timers because all we had was Super Friends when we were a kid, and
Yeah.
because children are morons, Hanna-Barbera always made sure that you saw the tether when Hal Jordan was on his green
Right.
horse jousting against Sinestro with his green lance, and you could see the strings between the ring because children are dumb.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And-
That's
and
that's
it's
why
not,
I
that's
always
not
thought
jousting.
that.
That's tilting.
The better the lantern is, the more complex their constructs can be as well. So, like at one point, Hal Jordan recreates the entirety of Coast City after Coast City gets destroyed,
Yes.
just out of green hard light.
I'm just glad I could never be a Green Lantern because all I would do is drive the wrong Green Lantern train through the South.
Do you know what I would do trampolines for everything.
You could,
That would
Yeah.
be I'm like trampoline.
that's an option.
We'll talk about that, Lee.
Oh, you're choo-choo?
Let's.
Yes.
Any other thoughts on the Superman trailer before we move on?
I
It
just
was
can't be more
awesome. Go
excited.
watch it again after
My
this
my
podcast.
wife's losing her mind because her birthday is July 17th, so this is July 11th, and then Fantastic Four is the week after her birthday, so
Wow.
it's just
Oh,
going to be
big.
this. She's like,
Happy
why,
birthday!
why are they all
Good month.
making movies for me?
Oh, if you want to, if you have a nice big screen and an HBO Max subscription, the trailer is on the HBO Max.
I noticed you said HBO in front of Max again.
We'll get to that.
Well, they're pissing me off.
Best
we'll get to
CEO ever. That's
I'm
all I
gonna
have
kill
to say.
them.
Yeah. 86th. All right. Well,
Cement boots.
finally, and I'm a little upset about this whole thing. The
Oh,
Ironheart
yeah?
trailer. I'm upset
Really?
about the timing.
Oh,
Because-
tell me about it.
So, is it time
Because-
for the Kid Mutiny and Grand Funk Master Disc rant? Because we can go.
Because
We're
they
ready.
released it the same day as Superman.
Foolish.
Now, surely they must talk to each other, right? I mean, or do they?
No, I think this is. I think Disney had the plan of using this as a write-off and dumping it, and it's not working because Coogler got hot again, and now people are interested in his projects again, and people are forgetting about the parts of Black Panther 2 they didn't like, and it's all feeling very oh shit, we found the wrong thing to bury, and so now
What
they
sucks
have to put
is-
something out, but still bury it.
If they were going to ride the wake of Ryan Coogler's awesome run with Sinners,
Yeah.
they should have released that featurette that they released the day before the trailer
Yes.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Weeks ago.
Yeah.
But to
Yep.
do it now feels like
Because-
such a slap in the face.
Because Sinners
Preach,
has been
Rebecca.
in theaters for about a month, right?
Almost 2.
And
And
it was a movie that was expected to be in and out of theaters, and just from word of mouth, it is exploded.
so any
It took over Thunderbolts again this past weekend.
so any CEO worth their salt would have seen that 2
Yeah.
weeks in and went, "We better cash in on that Ryan Coogler heat right now," and put it out. That's what they should have done. Why they
Yes.
waited till this day?
They've done such a bad job of marketing Ironheart that I didn't even know Coogler was attached until I was reading the Discord chat this week.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Also, comments disabled across the board anywhere this trailer is
Oh
because
yeah, nothing but
people are-
hate.
nothing but
Dicks.
hate.
I'm
No,
loving
I'm
my
gonna-
Threads feed because there are any number of blurs who are just like, what the hell, Disney? and they're pumping it up on their channels, just like, look, go promote this, go watch this, watch it multiple times, tell your friends, tell your family, and I am, it's a like every time I see one of those. It's just like, I am tired of Disney just like, oh, we can't have a movie with a predominantly female cast. We can't have, despite the fact that Black Panther was a multi-billion-dollar movie for them.
Oh, because that was men.
Yeah, well, it was men. Yeah, but I mean, it had people of color in it. But all of this. Coogler was there wunderkind for that, or after that. Black Panther 2 had parts of it that I didn't care for, but I still liked the movie.
Yeah.
And we got an amazing Ironheart out of that.
We did.
And
biggest-
then you get the
biggest-
She Will Return.
Yeah.
Biggest problem with Wakanda Forever is that they shoehorned 2 white characters into it because they were like, oh, we don't want the white panic in the theaters if they don't see somebody they can relate to. So
Yeah.
their stories meant nothing. They went nowhere and they didn't do anything. They were just like,
Correct.
wacky.
It was just it was much like Batman versus Superman, where
Yeah.
they introduced the Justice League in mini trailers.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this for? Okay, this is great. We know that you're doing these movies, except for Cyborg, and that's another story.
but,
Now,
but are we
Egg-
surprised that they're handling this poorly? Because they,
No.
Acolyte, they say, oh, it didn't get the numbers, and it turns out it was like their highest viewed show of the year.
Yeah.
And
Now, Egg is wondering, are they dropping it all at once or an episode a week? And
So
don't know.
I Googled it, and they're dropping 3 episodes at once on June 24th, but then there's 3 more episodes after that. Unsure if they're dropping those weekly or how they're doing that.
Oh.
And they're also missing a wonderful opportunity. And I'm not sure if this is good or bad for them, because it could be, the timing could be better for the release. Release it on Juneteenth.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good idea.
That'd be a good idea.
But I mean,
I'm gonna
that
play-
may be too progressive. So
I'm gonna play a teeny bit of devil's advocate here,
Okay.
going based on what Lee said. Are they trying to bury it, and what Marvel's track record the last 4 years, pretty dang hit or miss. What if it's just not good?
I don't know.
okay, that's
Like-
fair. But
Like,
also,
I hope it's great. I love.
that didn't
all-
stop
all
them
good
from putting
stories,
Secret Invasion out, Tony.
You know, well,
Well, they thought
That's
Secret
like I
Invasion
said,
was good, I think.
that's what I'm saying. Like I said, their track record is so hit or miss these last 4
Yeah.
years that they might just not have any faith in it.
I'm
And
what
so
what do they have faith? Okay, sorry. We know that they have faith in Thunderbolts, because God knows they promoted the ever living
they
shit out of
promoted
that.
everything.
They
yeah.
promoted Fantastic Four, and we've seen Fantastic Four footage for
Well, and now hang on,
6-8 weeks.
those movies they're considering part of Phase 5.
I was
Ironheart
gonna
would be part
say,
of Phase 4.
I feel like
okay.
Ironheart is part of the old plan to really
Yep.
build up like the Young Avengers, which I still have faith that they're gonna
There's
do.
potential for
But
that.
I feel like because they had been working on Ironheart the same time all the Jonathan Majors stuff happened, and they had to pivot away from Kang. So I
Yeah.
kind of wonder if this had to go in the old direction, and they had to
Kinda got
rethink
caught in the
everything with
wake.
what they're doing with Doom and stuff.
Yeah, caught in
be.
the wake of that. Now,
Well-
like I said, I hope I'm completely off base here. The proof will be in the pudding. If it comes out and it's awesome, we'll know that they tanked it because they're dicks.
Yeah.
But if it comes out and it's not very good,
Well, and I
that's,
wonder too. I wonder too if they're like intentionally burying it for the same reason they debuted it and already had comments turned off, because they are anticipating huge backlash just based on
I think they're
racism
also-
and sexism.
They're
Oh, yeah,
protecting
for
their star after Kelly Marie Tran had all that
That's
shit
true.
go down on episode 8.
That's
so
true.
I could see
I
that
wouldn't.
as well.
I wouldn't.
well,
I
then-
seriously.
They didn't protect any of the Acolyte cast.
That's true.
No, they didn't, and I think that's part of the lesson, though. Is
Okay,
that
but by the
Lesson
same
2.
token, Lee, she's already debuted. We've already seen her.
I know she's debuted, but I'm saying right here and now, if I had any conscience at all as an executive, I would not. We know the assholes are out there, and we know they're going to make our life a living
Executives,
hell.
conscience,
yeah,
Thank you
Can't
for
have
taking the
both
words
of
out of my
those.
mouth.
in
Rebecca.
esta economia.
Yeah.
yeah.
We also get a look at Parker Robbins, who is the Red Hood. And I finally did some research on the Red Hood. He's a character
still
I'm
don't
not
get
really
it.
familiar with.
Wait,
But,
then who's Anthony Ramos?
That's the Red Hood.
The Red Hood.
Oh, his
He's
okay.
he's playing
Parker
him.
Robbins is the character's name.
Parker Robbins
He-
started as a criminal A gangster gets pretty big time, and then there's some sort of alien or magical thing that happens to him. And
he finds a cloak that is imbued
Yes.
with, I think it's Asgardian magic, if I remember correctly. And
So,
now he's got magic guns, and he's
magic guns.
This sounds
he's
a
a
lot
badass.
like a magic version of Jason Todd Red Hood.
There's
from
a
DC.
really good there's a really good episode of What If that covers the Red Hood
Yeah.
Oh,
and where it goes from person to person.
how did
kinda like
I
Venom.
miss that.
June 24th on Disney Plus for Ironheart. It's about time. All right, just real quickly here. Let's get some housekeeping. Of course, our Patreon. That's how you support the show. We're commercial free for now. You just go to geekshowgotthiscovered.com, and there's the links to our Patreon. You get our Star Trek show early. Oh, big news about our Star Trek show.
No, don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
Okay, all right, I won't. But thank you to
Yes.
Jake Black for all of his help on that. And it's so much fun to sit and talk Star Trek with you guys.
It's a lot of fun.
Anyway, we got that going. Geekshowgotthiscovered.com. Also, our merch, which get it while you can. I'm not real happy. I think I'm going to take it down. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
that kind of person. Yeah, I think so. I may just remove it.
Whoa.
That's gonna make my Barbie Geek Show shirt so collectible.
Yes, it will.
Damn, I better get a hoodie.
Yeah, order while you can. I'm leaving the country for about a month and then coming back, and decisions will be made at that time. So get them.
Oh, don't make decisions like that on your trip, dude.
I know it's a bad idea.
They're
Isn't it?
not letting him back in. You don't have to worry, Rebecca.
Especially if you get 11 Mai Tais deep.
That's true.
At the Pokemon Cafe. He's delivering my ties deep at the Pokemon Cafe.
Lee, they'll let me back in. I'm white with the last name Jackson. I'm
No.
fine.
I saw the tweets about you being a no hack talent, and that
You have been very vocal on social media about your left leanings.
I know.
yeah, and I saw the last words were, I dare Carrie to come back to the United States and see how things go for him.
All right. Anyway, this let's race through the rest of this news so we can talk Andor with Lee while we still have him, while he's still upright. This is the I found the plot of the new Alien prequel TV series, Alien Earth.
No.
So here are the details. This isn't spoilery. This is just here's the pieces on the board. All right, here's how it works. It's going to premiere in August. Let's see. Let me find the part here. Okay, yeah. Follows life on Earth as it is dominated by the corporate interests of 5 governing companies. Now, this takes place 2 years before the original Alien. All right,
Are those companies Google, Meta, Microsoft,
they might as well be.
Amazon?
and
There's-
Wayland Yutani.
There's Prodigy, Wayland Yutani, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold. Each of these 5 corporations in racing to unlock the key to immortality, advancing human longevity through the development of synthetic life and cybernetics. That's what they're all working on. The thing that Lee fears. But
I fear the human race. Immortality's fine for anything that isn't human.
Things heat up when Prodigy CEO announces that the company has managed to synthesize those 2 fields and create the very first hybrid form of life, Wendy, played by Sidney Chandler, a human consciousness merged with a synthetic android body.
I don't
Okay.
like it.
Wendy lives in Prodigy City, the company's all-encompassing HQ, alongside other hybrids, preparing to usher in a new age for mankind, which Wayland Yutani doesn't like very much. So, in what can only be described as an extremely hostile corporate takeover, the company intentionally crashes one of its research vehicles, the USCSS Maginot, into Prodigy City, unleashing the surviving xenomorph passenger onto Wendy and the rest of the hybrids, and everyone else is now trapped in Prodigy City. There's your
Okay.
plot.
Can I go back just for a second? You named the 5 companies. One of them wasn't the Tyrell Corporation.
Tyrell's
No,
already been absorbed by Wayland Yutani at this point.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
There we
It's
go.
it's on David's screen in Prometheus, and it's
Okay.
like blink and you miss it, and it might only be in the special features.
gotcha.
And there's
Look what
there's,
they've done to my boy.
Timothy Oliphant.
That's Timothy Oliphant?
Wow.
Yeah, my boy.
I
Look
didn't
what
I
they've
didn't
done.
recognize him out of his child-sized Mandalorian armor.
Wow.
I didn't
Rarely.
recognize him at all.
August 12th is when this happens. They will start on FX, Hulu, and Disney Plus. So there you go.
Because
I'm
aliens
excited
are
for
Disney
this.
princesses.
This
Excited for this.
This looks great. I'm really, really excited about it too. This is a short story that was called Failsafe. And it's J.J. Abrams got a hold of it. And like you do, you call Brie Larson and say, do you want to turn into a monster in this movie that I got?
Brie, no, don't do it. Don't work with J.J. Abrams.
Oh, that's awesome.
What it is it's a short story called Failsafe, based on a short story by Philip Fracassi about a young boy whose father spends a large amount of time making sure his mother doesn't kill everyone because she turns into a monster.
Yeah.
Could be
That's
a fun
just
story.
motherhood.
That's just motherhood. So that's being shopped at Cannes right now by JJ. He says, I've got Brie Larson involved. Gears of War. Now, which one is Gears of War?
It's
It's
the
this
one
one.
about those gears that have war in
Yeah.
them.
The gears that have war in them? Okay.
Video game series originally developed by Epic Games and then purchased with about half the team that developed it by Microsoft. So Microsoft owns it. The team that developed it now is the Coalition, and they've made five Gears of War games. They're very well received by the gaming community. You're a big burly guy and you run
Burly
around.
guy with a gun.
with a
Actually, no.
gun and-
It was in 5. You're Kate Diaz.
Oh,
So
that's
it's got a
true.
female protagonist
Yep.
in that one.
'Cause
and
I-
she's really cool.
Now, is that the one with Solid Snake? That's a different game.
No, that's
No,
That's
That's
Metal Gear
different.
Solid.
Okay. Metal Gear
How
Solid.
is
It's-
one
but they
to
got
tell
gears.
them
But they got
apart?
gears.
I'm
Well,
with I'm
one
with you,
has
Rebecca.
one has Solid Snake in it, and the other one doesn't.
I
Thank
can't
you,
tell.
Lee.
I can't tell both of these games apart. But
No,
anyway,
so Metal Gear Solid is a stealth game. This is a pure action game.
okay.
Yeah, this one, the Gears franchise, basically, there are, for all intents and purposes, giant insects that have lived under the earth that have decided, you know what, it's our time,
Yep.
and your
Well,
food.
But both games were obviously people who couldn't get over Contra.
Clearly.
Oh, Contra.
Well, now that you put it that way, yes.
But the reason this is news is because they finally got a director, and it is David Leitch, who directed The Fall Guy. He knows his action, kids.
Yeah.
I thought you said David Lynch there for a second. I was going to
From beyond the grave.
I've actually
AI
got some
David
faith in this
Lynch.
project now with him behind it.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. It's for Netflix, but now that you've got a
Oh.
good
Oh.
oh sorry Rebecca, yeah. Now that you got a good director in there, I have some hope for it. Hunger Games has got a lot of casting news. First of all, we got Ralph Fiennes
Rafe.
as
Rafe.
Yeah,
Is it
it's Rafe.
Okay, Rafe.
Sorry.
He will play.
Ralph.
Like salmon.
He's playing the president. Of course, Donald Sutherland played the president before, President Snow. And this is a prequel to all the other Hunger Games movies. They've made 5 of these. I had no idea.
Yeah, here's the thing. The Hunger Games series is extremely good. I had 4 books from my library holds come in all at once, and one of them was Sunrise on the Reaping, which I have been waiting for weeks, and I had to say, no, deliver later. I'm sorry. I must wait because I have too many other books. But these books are so good. They're so good.
Yeah.
And the movies are
Uh-huh.
also extremely good.
I-
and the
I love the
cast is-
concept. I love the
I was
concept.
late to the party, and I have to say, for your YA post-apocalyptic shit, it's pretty good.
It's good. It's
It
good
is.
stuff.
Yeah. It punches above its weight.
But anyway, so we got him cast as Snow. We've got Glenn Close is talking about joining the cast as well. We've got well, there's a bunch of them right there. Kelvin Harrison Jr., who was your voice of Scar in the Mufasa Lion King movie, he's joining it. Let's see, Joseph Zada as Hamish Abernathy, Whitney Peake playing Hamish's girlfriend, Lenore Dove Baird. Let's see, Hamish was played by Woody Harrelson in the other movies. McKenna Grace, Jesse Plemons are also going to be there. So and this guy Kelvin Harrison Jr. he played Where I saw him was the Trial of the Chicago 7 movie. He was Fred Hampton in that. And he also was B.B. King in Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, which I did not see.
Oh, you still haven't seen Baz Luhrmann's Elvis?
I have not, no.
Carrie,
Nor have
I
I.
want you to.
I never loved Elvis, so I'm
Oh.
kind of staying away. If Jimmy Martin were here, he'd kick me. Let's see. The
That's
Buffy.
right. You just throw a drink in front of him. He'd get distracted.
That's true. The Buffy update continues. Now this is the it's. Do we call it a sequel or an update? Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be involved.
Yeah.
But they've cast Ryan Kira Armstrong from Skeleton Crew.
Have you seen the video of Sarah Michelle Gellar dropping the news to her?
It's
two.
so cute.
They are
It's
adorable.
pretty damn cute.
It
yeah.
made me cry. It was really good.
But she'll be playing a new Slayer. That's all we know.
New generation.
That's all we know.
Oh,
I
perfect.
have,
one
I
generation-
have seen that this new Slayer is very Willow coded. So if you have
Well-
seen the original Buffy, this new Slayer will be a lot like Willow.
Oh,
And
good.
it doesn't actually need to take a generation anymore because at the end of the series they opened the magic up to
Yeah, they made
allow
for everybody
multiple
Slayers.
Well, they
Slayers.
made all the potentials that were alive at that time
Right.
Slayers. So we don't know if that continued or if
Well,
it goes back to
so,
the one
okay.
generation.
True.
So I haven't read the comics. I have them, but I haven't read them. So
Hmm.
if all the potentials are now Slayers and one of them dies, does their successor become a new Slayer?
A new
Oh, kind of like
potential.
when Kendra died and Faith
Yeah.
was activated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
that makes sense.
Because
So
they
you
were,
got,
yeah.
you got that, and I'm with Egg. It's been talks for so long. We'll believe it when we see it. But anyway, I think it's happening. We got casting right
I
there.
mean, I
so-
think it's happening because the reason it's been taking so long is they've been trying to get Sarah Michelle Gellar on board, and she was really resistant to it. And then I don't know what happened, but then she got on board and is now like fully involved. Oh, he's
Was it
talking
really
about Gears
confirmed
of
that
War.
Whedon was not involved?
Whedon is not involved.
No.
Right, but could that have been the catalyst for her going, oh, okay.
Oh,
She has not been involved in any of his projects since Buffy ended. Whereas
Yeah,
a
and
lot
so
of
I'm
his regular stable worked with him pretty consistently.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Egg
that's why I was
was
like,
talking
maybe
about
this could be
Gears
that.
of War,
Gears
not
of
the
War,
Buffy
okay.
reboot.
Gears has been in development hell for a long time.
It has. Well, now we got a director. Anyway, let's see. So season 3 of Strange New Worlds has been announced July 17th.
My friends.
And
Captain
that's gonna
Goodhair.
That's going to be very exciting. The new episodes will drop weekly on Thursdays. The season finale September 11th, and that's on Paramount
Yikes.
Plus.
So
I'm glad-
before you leave this picture, I just realized that the character whose overall appearance has changed the most between this and like the original series is Uhura. 'Cause she had short hair the first 2 seasons. She's got a natural now, and then she goes to the pinned up thing that she wears by the time Kirk takes over as captain.
I also love that she's the only one that brought any gear to the away party.
Yeah.
Hey, that's true.
It's like, we should probably
Everybody
have
else is just
it's
like,
her.
let's strut. And she's like, tricorder.
We should probably
like,
have
nah,
some
we got work to
science
do.
stuff. Yeah.
But the first episode will pick up where the season finale for season 2 ended, at war with the Gorn.
And I'm sure it wraps up just fine.
Yeah. We also got. Did you see the video of Walton Goggins taking his ghoul makeup off?
No.
You guys, I regret to inform you that the thing is happening with Walton Goggins that happens whenever he's getting a little too popular now, which means I'm starting to not like him anymore.
You're going hipster on us again.
I am.
I
Because he
see.
hosted SNL last week and it wasn't very good.
He was, yeah.
It wasn't his
Yeah.
fault.
The film stuff, he was great. But
Yeah,
when he's,
yeah.
I get the feeling he needs 1 or 2 takes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I saw a quick interview with him the other day. I don't know how old it is, but he said his method for acting is pretty old school in that he reads the script 250 times and just knows it by heart. And so he gets up there and like he becomes the character based on all of his exposure to the script. You don't get that with Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
like 2 read-throughs,
Exactly. And they're always changing.
and they're always changing.
Although the Second Amendment bit was funny, but he was
Good.
That was pretty funny.
he was slow. But we got Fallout Season 2 is, let's see, we got the do we have the premiere date?
December.
Yeah, December. And they've already agreed, because of the Walton Goggins heat, they've already agreed to season 3.
Well, and the steelbook for season 1's coming out in June. So
Physical media.
yeah.
Let's see. So, and this was kind of interesting news. Go and look it up and get the details. But that Christopher Nolan Odyssey movie will be the first blockbuster shot entirely on IMAX film cameras.
Love that for him.
That's expensive.
Costuming is so wildly inaccurate. I don't know if I can watch this.
Hey,
You know,
I
I
think
if I can just hear the dialogue of all the characters, I'll be happy.
I was gonna say here's the problem though, because it is filmed entirely in IMAX. We're gonna need subtitles, like just
Pontificus
embedded.
isn't even speaking Aramaic. Why would I watch this garbage?
Exactly.
Did you see the sequel for Passion of the Christ? They released the title of it, Resurrection of the Christ. Like, I don't know what else I expected, but
Hello, I'm stuck behind this boulder. Someone
Spoilers.
roll this boulder.
knock knock.
We already know what part 2 is, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Who's there?
But
Jesus
Nolan,
knocking.
he loves IMAX, and he sat down with them and said, "Look, I want to shoot the entire thing on film on IMAX, 70 millimeter, but I need you to make better cameras." And so they said, "Okay, I think we can do that."
And he's like, but let's make sure we really screw up the sound edit.
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it as
just
bad.
blow out the audio.
It's like Egg reminded us in the chat here that IMAX cameras are super loud.
Yeah.
So it interferes
They're
with
also
the filming.
super heavy.
And
Yeah.
they're huge.
Well, these
Yeah.
new ones apparently are smaller, handheld, quiet, which is something that IMAX
iPhones.
needed to do a long time ago.
Sorry,
Exactly.
I have to correct something in the comments. This has gone on too long. Brett, zombie Jesus was never a thing. If Jesus was ever any kind of undead, he would have been a revenant or a lich, not a zombie.
Jesus was a lich.
Yeah.
We've been doing the show for 15 years, and I've heard Lee explain that at least 5 times.
Zombies are mindless automatons that are working at the will of a master, and Jesus was obviously
that's
very
Jesus.
clearly doing his own thing.
Yeah, mindless Jesus working at the will of God.
No, he was a lich. He was he was capable of magic still.
All right,
so
kids. All right.
sorry, Brett. You're a
We'll
lovely
argue.
human being. but-
We'll argue about Jesus later. All right.
We will.
Can we argue if heaven was or was not a half pipe?
It was. I have a
Okay.
song that proves it. All right.
Okay.
Also, they're delaying a couple of animated films, and I'm sad about one of them because I really enjoyed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Extremely good.
And it's simply because animation takes a long time. That's why they're taking so long. And the new Last Airbender animated film is being pushed back.
Zoom in
Anytime
on
I hear-
Raphael. Is he getting his first armpit hair? What's going on there?
It's just a squiggly.
That's above his armpit, dude.
I don't know.
It's
where
just a rogue
armpits are.
hair.
I don't know. Where
You just
armpits are
know
on a
there's
turtle.
an executive at Nickelodeon that was like, let's hold off on this until we can get some really shitty AI slop
Well,
for
here's
free.
here's the funny thing though is that they're moving up the Paw Patrol the Dino movie by a week.
Well,
ACAB
that's-
includes Paw Patrol.
yeah, that's all propaganda. It's easy to
Exactly.
fund.
Let's see. Oh, back to Star Trek and Star Trek Prodigy. Boy, it just can't catch a break. This series, and it's unfortunate because it's quite good. It went from Paramount Plus to Netflix, and now Netflix is talking about taking it off
What
altogether.
are they?
Physical media, folks. If you buy the Blu-rays, you can have.
And
it
it's
forever.
really inexpensive right now
yeah
because it can't
so-
catch a break.
yeah, but anyway, so if you like it, that's what I'm saying. Go buy the Blu-rays. Otherwise, it may just disappear. Captain America: Brave New World is streaming on Disney Plus May 28th. So if you've been waiting, and finally, Mickey 17 is going to be on HBO Max May 23rd.
It's also currently available in stores if you want to buy it and own it.
Yes, physical media, folks. And David Zaslav is the worst CEO ever. The only good thing he did was put James Gunn in charge of the DC stuff and said, "Here, go play."
I don't get it. You do it.
That was already in the works before he took over, I think.
Yep.
So
All right, let's do what we consumed really quick, and then let's talk about Andor. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll be very fast. Watched the 4 seasons. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Season 2 has been approved.
There's a season
Oh,
2?
really?
There will be, yes.
I didn't know we needed a season 2.
I thought it ended just fine, but
That's
yeah.
what I mean. Like I thought it wrapped up and that was it. But yeah, no,
But we
it's
can't
good.
keep Prodigy or Bandersnatch.
Hey, listen, give me more Coleman, Domingo, and Tina Fey. I'm happy.
Yeah, they were really good together. Hacks is continuing to be awesome, and then we finally watched the USS Callisto.
The Black Mirror.
What's the?
You,
Is it
Callister.
Callisto?
USS Callister.
That was good. It's like
good.
full movie length. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I got to get to that.
Yep.
All right. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll
Keep it
go.
to the bottom row.
All right.
Lee's here, so I don't have to talk about N.K. Jemisin. But I was going through and I realized that the book that I've been reading is both slow and just not working for me. So I'm returning to an old favorite, The Godwolf Manuscript by Robert B. Parker from 1974, which is the first book in the Spencer for Hire series. This series has been going on for 51 years. It's now being ghostwritten by a couple of authors for I think it's Penguin Books. Ace Atkins actually has a very good take on Robert B. Parker's voice. But if you were ever a fan of the series or the movies, not the Mark Wahlberg movie on Netflix.
That's why I know what that name is. I was like, oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but this is actually the introduction of the character and some of the other players that you learn in the series, and it's kind of a warm, happy, fuzzy spot, and I'm enjoying it again for the third or fourth time. So there's that. Really quick, Gwenpool.
Oh, look at that.
Gwenpool as X-31 from the
gonna
Weapon X
say.
project.
Hey, wait. How can that be a female character? I can't see her bare legs or her bare midriff.
Why can't I see
bosoms?
her butt and her boobs at the same
Where's the
time?
bosoms?
Yeah.
Because they can't show you who it is, because you're going to be somewhat surprised.
Oh,
when they
so I'd
reveal
recognize
who
her
it
by
is.
her bare legs or her bare midriff?
Oh,
you'd
so that
recognize her
isn't
face,
Gwenpool
yeah.
under there.
No, it is kind of.
You're not
No, I'm,
making
ex-
it
I mean,
easier,
I'm
though.
excited to see an actually well-designed female
Clothed
character's
and
superhero costume.
well-proportioned, correct
Action
proportion.
1086, the Kilgore versus Superman, and again, I love it when they give Superman a problem that he cannot just straight up punch. And we were talking earlier about how do you humanize and make it relatable. Give him a problem he has to think his way through. There is punching involved. But there's also a really good wrap up with this with Lois and Clark in Metropolis that is wholesome and delightful, that I hope we get to see that kind of relationship in the movie. Green Lantern
just-
Corps. Go ahead.
I was just thinking about when he had to fight the Thundercats because he couldn't respond because the Sword of Omens.
Too much
Yeah.
magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic. Green Lantern Corps number 4, featuring Simon Baz and Kelly Quintana, Teen Lantern. And it's kind of not quite a buddy cop episode issue, but it's a buddy cop issue with the two of them, and then a side story with Guy Gardner and the new trainee. For the Star Trek fans, Lower Decks number 7, we get a little backstory of Carol Freeman as an ensign, who was not as quite as uptight as she is as a captain.
Well,
Not quite, and by not quite, I mean it's a gap.
I mean, when you become captain, I think you do have to become quite uptight.
Have you seen Will Riker?
Picard, though, Picard used to be like. That's why I would never serve on the Titan.
Jazz
don't
Knights
hear
on the
him go-
bridge. Let's rip.
So much
Absolute
trombone.
Batman number 8, featuring the absolute Dr. Freeze, and he is creepy. And this is a really good story. And lastly, for Rebecca,
Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for this.
I enjoyed this so much.
Yeah?
It's a good take. They're kind of tying in some things from like the Supergirl series, like her foster parents in Midvale, Eliza and Jeremiah
Utah?
Danvers.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Just
God,
from
no.
up the road.
Let's hope not.
Smallville,
But
Midvale.
this is also coming of age, kind of getting out of Clark's shadow and trying to define who she wants to be, and not just who people see the S Shield assume that she's going to be. I recommend it. Give it a shot. This is the first issue. You can find it anywhere. Multiple covers available. Also, let's see, Last of Us, or Exercises and Things You Should Not Do. Andor, I am 3 episodes behind. That's okay. I don't care about spoilers.
Okay.
Close your mouth, Michael. You are not a codfish. Watching Star Wars: A New Hope 10 minutes at a time because that's how we're watching it. And
Star Wars: A New Hope brought to you by Quibi.
brought to you by a 13-year-old who's like, "Can we finish this tomorrow? Can we finish this tomorw?" Sure.
Yeah.
So
You're seeing
Yep.
that you're seeing that pacing from a 50-year-old movie.
Made in the 70s.
yes. And lastly,
It's like us
A
watching
movie-
silent movies when we were kids.
yes. And lastly, Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Okay.
Ah, such a good movie.
I am so glad they got the scene that I was so annoyed by out of the way early so I could almost enjoy the rest of the movie. I was disappointed.
Almost.
I was disappointed because it was not what I was expecting, because I'm used to I was kind of expecting the larger budget New Line films that we gotten from Hellboy before, and this is more of an independent film. As an independent film, it's great. And it actually harkens back, as Lee has pointed out, to the comics very closely. And it's that kind of feel. But it was not what I was expecting. So I was kind of like, oh.
Well, because Hellboy doesn't save the world in the comics. He solves minor crimes. He hangs out with
Most
hillbillies.
of the time, yeah. Most
And
of the time.
he
Drinks
totally
with
hung out with
skeletons.
hillbillies in this one.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, not what I was expecting. And I also did you realize who the priest was? It's Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll
But he
take you
also
out.
blessed a shovel.
Yes, he did. Holy Shovel of Antioch.
Stein, holy shovel.
It's so Hellboy it works. That's the thing. Is
And that's the thing. If you
Yeah.
look at it from a comic perspective, spot on. If you're
Yep.
looking at it from the Del Toro kind of movies, no, not the same thing.
Different.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Who's next?
Let me
can
fire
go.
off of that. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
Oh, no, you're
just because
good.
I'm going to lose my train of thought. There is
You're
a
good.
fantastic Mike Mignola documentary that I watched this last week where he actually talks at great length about how much he loves Guillermo del Toro and how much he's grown to despise the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies because they're not Hellboy. He worked on them. He was involved in them, but he's like, this isn't my character. This is Guillermo's character. This is Guillermo's Hellboy. And
So we could
because
say
of
could have
that,
had a Hellboy Pacific Rim crossover.
I would love to see that
Oh,
because
yeah.
Hellboy would win. But it's one of those things where the fact that Guillermo del Toro is such a huge Hellboy fan to begin with got those movies made, but then they wanted a big, he has to save the world, he has to fight eldritch beings. That's always the payoff at the end of like 100 issues of Hellboy is that he's going to fight a big bad.
Right.
Most of the time he's trying to figure out why somebody turned the neighborhood witch into a horse or why what's going on in hell. There's just always little things going on. They're quirky little stories. It's basically like hanging out at the coffee shop that somebody just happens to be from hell. That's pretty much it. So that's kind of the way it works. Andor, we'll be talking about that in a few minutes, but Andor also got me thinking to myself because everybody's like, this is it. No more Star Wars. Why do we need more? This is perfect. So I went back to challenge that thesis, and there's so much good Star Wars. And sometimes we forget that it's good because the new shiny is so shiny, and this is the shiniest Star Wars that has ever shined. It is probably the best Star Wars out there. There's no reason to debate that. But I went back and started watching some of the more maligned series like Book of Boba Fett. That show is a kick in the ass. That show is a kick in the ass. It
I
is.
like that one too.
It is what happens when you hire the director of Spy Kids to make Star Wars. That's what you wanted. That's what you got. So it's good stuff. Waiting to watch Drifter tonight. Rebecca, have you watched Drifter yet?
I have not even heard of this.
What's this?
It's a new J.J. Abrams show starring the guy that played Sawyer on Lost, but it's
Oh, I have seen
Duster.
this.
Is this a
Duster,
show or a
Duster.
movie?
Duster. Sorry,
It's a
Yeah, it's-
show.
It's named after his car.
Oh,
Plymouth-
the
Plymouth Duster. Yeah.
Yes.
We named the car Duster.
Yeah, and then that's $35 you can ever spend.
There you go.
Ah.
Da, da, da.
There
Oh my
you
god, I
go.
still haven't even finished that show. Can you believe
There's
it?
about
What?
There's about 6 hours of bonus features on here. So
Really? That's fun.
yeah, interviews with the cast, director, writer, all that other stuff. And then the last thing I'll say before we throw things over to Rebecca, who probably has a lot of really cool stuff to talk about, while we're talking about Andor and Star Wars and what's worked and what isn't, there is a great interview with Tony Gilroy where he talks about how he was having so much fun watching the second season of The Mandalorian. He became insecure about the script for Andor and wasn't sure. He wasn't sure
Wow.
if he was writing in the right sandbox.
Really?
So just remember
Comparing
that.
yourself to a farting baby.
Hey, some of my best friends are farting babies.
It's not that. It's that he was starting to worry that he was not getting Star Wars because he was having so much fun with Mandalorian.
Oh, wow.
And-
That's funny.
Yeah. So think about that next time you're feeling down about the project you're working on. Next time that you're worried that
Imposter
your thing
syndrome
isn't
takes
good
it-
enough,
kicks in.
you know. So what you're enjoying right now that is inspiring you to do something else. He was inspired while watching Mandalorian to put out some really engrossing, politically engaging Star Wars. So
Yeah.
it's your turn.
What'd you see, Rebecca?
Okay, a couple of things. I read The Long Walk by Richard Bachman, aka Stephen King. Listen, never beating the I hate Stephen King allegations. I didn't hate this
is Richard
book.
Bachman, though, not Stephen
I didn't
King.
hate it, but there are elements of it that I, of course, went, "I'm gonna kill you, Stephen King." A kid's head exploded from a gunshot. A woman was nearby crying. I could see up her skirt, and I got a boner. Like,
Oh, that's classic Stephen King.
yeah, I know.
Right
There's
there.
a reason I consistently
Weirdo
dislike Stephen King.
characters, man.
There's one kid died because he got blue balls, and so he couldn't walk. Like, spoiler
Hey.
alert.
We've all
No.
been there. It's a thing.
Well, apparently not all of us, Tony.
Some of us have.
Poker Face season 2 started that.
Oh, how is it?
It's fun. It's fun. After the third episode, or I guess after the fourth episode, really, third or fourth episode, it doesn't matter. But it's taken a turn into some new territory that I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, but we'll see. I just like my friend Ryan Johnson, and I think he's great. I have decided I do have a singular guilty pleasure, and it is The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That show is back on Hulu, and I am almost done with it already. Just
Okay.
Rebecca, I watched the first episode of season 1 yesterday of that.
Are you addicted?
I was incensed the entire time.
It's nuts.
It is so terrible. I'll
These-
probably keep watching.
These women are crazy.
They are absolutely nuts.
And
And-
it's in season 2, you can kind of see who has and has not been through therapy and or is not doing the work, and you can see which of these cast of characters is like, why am I doing this?
I'm just watching this thinking, why are these girls even still trying to say they're active members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
Yeah, dude.
Why would you even bother trying
were-
to say that anymore?
so-
with
I'm
the way
not-
that you
Yeah.
act.
I'm
Sue
not
and I
even
were
Mormon.
Sue and I were having this discussion as well, is that people are watching this show from around the world and thinking that's
Yeah.
what being a Mormon is, and it's not.
Well,
It's
it's
not.
also fun because I know a lot of Mormons that are not from Utah, and it's a completely different culture.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Because-
Mormons
because
outside
here-
of Utah are an entirely different breed.
Absolutely true.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Anyway,
you're
that's-
too close to the clubhouse. It's-
That is my one guilty pleasure, and I'm almost done with season 2. And these ladies be crazy.
They're
I saw
fucking nuts.
I saw some movies. I have not seen Final Destination Bloodlines yet. And
oh,
I know. I hear
I
it's the
wanted you
best
to-
of the series.
that's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
I know. I'm so sorry, but I'm here to talk about some movies that are, as of this episode dropping, coming out next week on what is it, May 23rd? Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I've
Tom
seen-
Cruise's.
I'm excited to hear what you say about this.
Wow. Okay. Well, you can skip the entire first hour because it is just a clip show.
Oh wow.
I was so disappointed. Not so disappointed.
Oh.
I was a widow disappointed in
You,
Mission Impossible: The
I'm-
Final
I'm-
Reckoning.
This is what I'm hearing too from most
Yes.
people that have seen
Yeah,
it. Most
and-
reviewers.
No.
Dead
Yeah.
Reckoning Part 1 was so fun and
good.
very like I don't just like it knew it was a good movie. And with Final Reckoning, it feels like they were building a movie around two specific set pieces, and those two set pieces are awesome. Your butt will be clenched. It's everything that to get us there and in between that is like, oh, what are we doing? Like, what are it? It's a little bloated. And like I said, you can skip the first hour. The set pieces, there's the two big action set pieces, and they're great because Tom Cruise knows how to do those very, very well. But this is also the first time in a Mission Impossible movie. Typically with Mission Impossible movies, I feel like the stunts are pretty realistic. There's the one stunt in this where I'm like, this man should be dead. They set up so many times before this specific stunt, and it's the first one in the middle of the movie where they're like, hey, if you don't do this exactly right, you're gonna die. And he doesn't do it exactly right, so he should be dead. And it's fine.
Plot armor?
Plot
Plot
like
armor.
Ethan Hunt's immortal, I think.
Apparently.
Oh my God, he's a Highlander.
He's the Highlander.
But how's
shortest of
Haley?
the Highlanders.
How's Haley Atwell? Though that's really what I want to know.
She's
she
so good in Dead.
underused?
She's so good in Dead Reckoning.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
that her usage in Final Reckoning is like, oh,
Oh, that makes me sad.
It-
Pom Clementif though gets a lot of great screen time.
Oh, good.
She fantastic in this. Yeah, when you guys see it, let me know because like
Sure.
they're
Is
yeah.
it worth seeing in the theater for the
Spectacle.
For the set
for the
pieces.
spectacle? Yeah.
Yeah, because like they're fun. Like I saw it in
But-
IMAX. But also one of the pitfalls with IMAX is sometimes you can't really understand what the people are saying, and so there were some times where I'm like, I could use subtitles to understand my friend Ethan Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
I'll let you know on the 23rd. It's the youngest's favorite film franchise and what they want to do on their birthday.
Oh,
so.
really? Okay.
And like that's the thing that sucks because like I consider myself a Mission Impossible fan, but watching this I was like, oh no, what a disappointing
Yeah.
end to this franchise. Maybe question mark? Who knows?
Just go back and watch the episodes with Leonard Nimoy. You'll be fine.
Yeah. And then also coming out latest A24 movie, Friendship, starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd.
Oh my gosh.
have been looking forward to this movie for a very long time. Also, unfortunately, kind of a letdown. And I'm saying this as like one of the world's #1 biggest Tim Robinson fans. I think
Yeah,
he's
me
hilarious and perfect in
Yeah.
everything he does. This felt like a very watered down I think you should leave sketch. Like if
Really?
they took an I think you should leave sketch and tried to stretch it to make it an hour and a half.
That's too bad.
Take some
That's-
creative
that is-
swings, which I really respect and appreciate, but it is like if the curse and I think you should leave had a very, 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 very diluted baby.
Dang.
And yeah, hate to break it to you guys, but those are the disappointing movies of the week.
All right, thank you. Just real quick because Andor, but the studio continues to be
Yes.
damn funny and not so inside baseball that you know what's going on. You know, it's just the entire cast is just incredible.
Yep.
And Catherine Hahn, you know, isn't in it enough for me, but when she's there, by God, she owns it, and is just terrific. Anyway.
What a great show.
Okay, so here's the question, Lee: should we take our Andor talk to the after party?
Yeah.
Because you think so?
We're already an hour, I think so.
Yeah, we're at an hour.
yeah.
Let's call it a good solid thing and say, folks, seriously, this is worth your $3.50 because I'm going to give you the hidden history of Sergeant Melshi.
There we
No,
go.
I'm not.
Lord.
There's objection. It's not about Melshi.
Lord.
Breathe deep, brother.
The last good Star Wars we ever taste.
All right. So sorry, folks. I know I thought we'd have time to do the Andor on this episode, but you know we're going to do it in the after party. GeekshowgotThiscovered.com is where you go for that. It will be spoiler filled. Sorry, Rob, but we're gonna
Don't be sorry.
we're gonna talk about it because it's some damn fine Star Wars. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Let's head to the after party. Live long and prosper, bitches.